Hi, I'm Lydia Rodford and we're here today with the Courtyard Studios YouTube channel chatting to Livia at Abbey Road Studios. How are you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling good, yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy to be here.
Have you ever performed it before?
No, this is my first time being in this room, in this place, yeah.
It's like the energy, the creativity in this building is mad, right?
Yeah, I just said, the guy took us on a little tour and I just could imagine like creating in the rooms and how vibey the songs would feel just purely from like the atmosphere.
And the energy, right? You're quite into like spirituality and stuff as well, so it must feel a bit like you want to soak it all up in your rooms.
I'm just taking it all in, trying to take it all in.
Yeah, okay, well let's go back a little bit before we chat about your performance and stuff today. Your career, there's been a couple of really key moments and highlights. Chat me through it. When was that first moment for you where you were like, I'm onto something here?
Oh, I think, yeah, like you say, it's been in like stages really. I was doing music, I was kind of doing music, you know, like this is what I was passionate about, so I was trying it. And I think things started moving after I graduated from uni. I think that was probably it. My mum sort of said like, Liv, you know, if we don't get this going, we're gonna have to figure out a different route. So I think that gave me like the motivation I needed. I think I went on The Voice, which was like it was like a nice moment, like a stepping stone in the ladder. And that was like, okay, cool, like I'm getting recognised here, like maybe this could actually work. And you know, I was like busking, doing loads of that, and my videos did quite well on social, so that was a vibe. And then I started posting my own songs, and then TikTok blew up like one of my tunes, Tripping, which was sick. And then from there, I think like the opportunities have just been abundant and I've been, buzzing about it.
Yeah, so much going on. And I think let's go back to The Voice quickly.
Yeah.
Spoken word, for anyone that sort of doesn't know, can you talk me through what that actually means?
Yeah, to be honest, it's like whatever you want it to be, really. For me, it was like, I didn't know whether I wanted to be a singer, a rapper, a poet. I knew I needed like an outlet. So I just used to sit at a studio in the centre of town with like a bunch of my friends and like these amazing rappers and poets, and I just used to watch them and I was like, that is unreal. Like these words, they don't even have to rhyme, it's just like feeling. So I just used to sit and write poetry, and then the guys were like, come on Livs, I think you should perform it, you know, come to the spoken word event. And I'd stand and perform my poetry like a cappella or to music. And then they were like, maybe you should try singing some of these words. So it was kind of like it was all of it, and I merged it all together, and that's what it became for me, but for everyone else it can be different.
Yeah, so it's really kind of like your own interpretation almost of how you want to express yourself, right?
I think so, yeah.
And I think on The Voice, right, you were the first person to ever do that. Was that nerve-wracking?
Like, if I thought about it like that, then yeah, but like, it's where I'm comfortable. Like that's where if I'm doing spoken word, if I'm performing poetry, or it's about the words for me. So I was able to write those words and perform it as part of my cover. So it actually put me at ease, I think.
Yeah. It was like a space that you were really comfortable in, just expressing who you were, right?
I think so.
So you were still busking at this point. Were you getting a lot of kind of, I know you, like, was there a big movement in that from, I'm busking for a bit of money, actually, wow, all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, I know you.
Yeah, I think that was like probably, because I was busking for a very long time, like before The Voice, and then like after and during The Voice, there was a change, there was a shift, like people were like, oh, you're that girl that was on The Voice, or... So, especially in Notts, in my hometown as well, it was cool there, it was sick.
Yeah, like a celeb walking around.
I don't know about that.
Do you mind that? Like the level of kind of, you know, you talk about the art form, right? Like it sounds like it really comes from your core as to like expressing who you are. How do you feel about the level of kind of fame, as it were, that comes with kind of what you do?
I think I'm like similar to you in the fact that I just like to connect with people. So in like whatever way that comes to me, like I'm here for it. Like if it's in the form of like supporters or fans, I love it, because more time like they're the coolest humans ever. Like the people that come to my shows and stuff, like I could just be friends with them all. So I'm really embracing it, and I like it when people come and you know, talk to me and tell me they like what I do. You know what I mean? I'd be lying if I said I didn't. It's nice. It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So, and if I've helped people, that's like an even more amazing feeling. So
yeah, let's talk about your sound, and in particular touching on it then, helping people.
Yeah.
Your lyrics, I mean, they're very kind of true to who you are at your core. Does that come naturally when you're writing a song?
Yeah, I think actually all my music is just what I would say. I think like that's how I write songs. I'll be having a conversation, or I'll text someone something and I'm like, yeah, that's the first lyric. Like,
that's the line written, job done.
That's how it works, like pretty much every time. I just go throughout my weeks and I'm like, cool, that sentence was nice, I'm gonna write a hook about that, or that's gonna be an opening line. That's kind of how it runs.
And how much do you lean on the people around you, like your creative team in that process?
Yeah, like they're my rocks, like proper. My producers and my band, like, there's no me without them, like proper. They are everything.
Talk to me about them. So have you always been with them, or have you kind of picked them up along your journey?
No, so Andre and Mac, who produced like lots of my stuff, they were the first two people that put me in the studio, like put headphones on me and was like, go on, just you can do it. So I've been, you know, working with them for a really long time, and Johnny, they've been working with Johnny for a really long time too. So it was just, you know, it's like a synergy. I think we just get each other. So yeah, it's special to have them.
Yeah, and the support around you as well. I think, like we said, that level of kind of exposure, knowing that they've got your back kind of creatively and from a forefront perspective must feel a little bit like a warm blanket, right?
Yes, 100% that. Like I can't ever lose myself if I'm surrounded by them. I think like, yeah, and like the same way, do you know what I mean? I think, and like growing up, I don't really think I ever had that like friendship group. I was always that kid at school that was just like, I was just cutting around all different groups. I never really felt like I fit with anyone. And then I met these and I was like, yeah, this is it. Like,
this is where I fit in.
This is what it's supposed to feel like when you've got friends. Like, yeah, and they're the best. Proper, yeah, man.
If anyone's like watching this and can like relate to that, because I think we've all felt like that, especially, you know, like in your teens and stuff like that. Like, what advice would you give to someone that just on a personal level, outside of music, feels like they just don't fit in?
Yeah, I think it's hard when you're at school. I think that's like when it was so hard for me. I actually wrote a song about it called Invisible. It's out, and it's about just like, you know, going through life feeling invisible. And I think it's hard when you're going through it at the time, but just know in your heart that like, you know, like you're enough, you know what I mean? And don't rely on the people around you to like validate that. Cause, I think, and listen to Invisible if you need the words. I think I wrote everything in there, but like, just use me. You know what I mean? If you need someone, a sign or whatever, just like look at me and think, oh, she felt like that. So it's, you know, it's all right to feel this way and I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah, I'll be all right is definitely like the key kind of wording there, because I think it can feel so isolating when you feel like I just don't fit in, you know, and that's horrible. What's the biggest challenge that you face on your either journey over the last couple of years or at present?
I think maybe like a big challenge has been like, I guess like comparison. I think that's a big one, and it's definitely the thief of joy. Like, and with social media, I think that like that really just doesn't help, does it? And it's really important to stay tunnel vision and focused on your thing. But when you've got social media and all these distractions, it's hard to do that. It can take you off your track. So probably like trying to not compare myself to anyone else and just stay on my thing, and also like keep on top of my mental health. I think that's just like been hard and it's important, but you know, like with anything, I think staying on top of your mental health is important, so I just make sure I try and do that.
Yeah, I really want to tap into that, but you mentioned something earlier which I'm really curious, social media, right? So you quite openly admitted then it's relatively a tough world. You're smashing socials, you know, you are absolutely killing it. Like, so do you struggle with that relationship then?
It goes up and down, I think. Like, I only struggle with it when I'm trying to be something that I've seen. Do you know what I mean? When I'm just creating art and like filming stuff because I think it looks cool, and that's when it does well. Like that's when my content does well, is when I'm making really cool art that's true to me, and the video is cool because like my videographer suggested a cool location or whatever, and it's just like come together naturally. That's when it works. And when it doesn't work is when I'm like in my head, constantly scrolling, looking at other people and comparing myself, because we do it, we all do it. So it's just being mindful of that and trying not to.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening thinking, I'm an artist, I speak to a lot of artists that are really not comfortable with the whole social media thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like it's essential?
Honestly, like I think it's probably an essential thing to move with it, because if you want to be known and like you want people to hear you, it's like, it's amazing for that. It really is. But yeah, it's, you know, it's difficult to get your head around to start with, but I think consistency is key.
Yeah.
And like, just make the good art, and then like the social media thing can follow that. But don't make stuff purely for socials. I don't think, like this is my opinion, but I think you should just make the good art, and then like social media can just
like almost follow that.
I think that's the right order to do it.
Yeah. So when we're focused on the art then, and look, it's a topic of conversation I think we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Are you writing music to create a TikTok viral song, or are you writing music because this is kind of the truth of who you are? And if leaning towards one or the other, like what's the balance? Because surely it plays a big part, right?
I think that when you're writing, like truly, I think that when you're writing from your heart, that's when stuff is going to go viral, because that's what people are going to feel it. If you're sat at home trying to write a viral TikTok hit, it's more time, I don't think it's going to happen. Like with Trippin' that went viral for me, I honestly just sat with my guitar and like, it was maybe like 5 lines, and then I just posted it from my bedroom and it just went crazy. And I would have never thought it was going to be that one.
Yeah.
So that was enough for me to just be like, oh yeah, this isn't about like trying to create something for TikTok. It's about creating something for me and putting it on TikTok.
Yeah. Kind of changing the narrative a little bit. I'm really excited because you're going to be performing Trippin' very, very shortly here at Abbey Road Studios. My last question for you, which is kind of the most important one, I feel like. You've done so incredibly, and I think you're an inspiration to so many on so many different levels, from socials to your music. What advice would you give to someone that's watching thinking, I would love to be in your position right now?
I think my advice would be is you can be. Just be you. Like, just do you unapologetically. That would be my advice. Like, and you know, like block out the noise to a certain extent. Like, take in the good stuff and block out the bad, and just like stay tunnel vision. And I think it's just like, if I can do it genuinely, I think anyone can do it. Because, granted, I've still got a long way that I want to go, but if you told little me that I'd be here, she'd be buzzing. So yeah, just use me as like an example of that, and like just go get it, man.
Yeah, I love that. Own who you are and enjoy the journey. That's what I've taken from our chat. Olivia, thank you. Good luck with your performance at Abbey Road Studios here with the Courtyard Studios.